Hey everybody, Father John here, and I know in second grade, I hope you're as excited as me, looking forward to the celebration of the sacraments. And I know there's a lot of anxiety and worry about dates, about safety, about how we're going to do this, all right? We have that beautiful window that we celebrate Mass in front of every day here at St. John's, a beautiful window of the history of the church that just gives us such beautiful images of the Spirit at work and the celebration of the Eucharist. And so I want to go through with you a little bit about some of the things and some of the ways we're going to celebrate First Reconciliation and First Holy Communion this year. You're going to receive a letter. It has all the specific details about dates and times. I'm not going to go through that in a video with you, but ask you to make sure you take time to read it carefully and make sure that you follow the directions that are listed there for you for both the preparation and also for the different events that we'll have. So we're going to start with reconciliation, and I'm going to talk about First Holy Communion. So with the celebration of reconciliation, usually we would have a big parent meeting where we'd go through some of the basics of Sacrament of Reconciliation and a lot of the details of the theology of the sacrament and why we celebrate it. We're going to move that to a virtual experience for parents and for students too. So you'll see some information on the Faith Formation website, and every family must complete the Google form you receive to complete to return. It has to be returned by the date due, and if we don't get it back, it's our presumption that you're just not going to go forward with reconciliation right now or First Holy Communion. And that's important to get in on that due date because we're very concerned about space and we want to make sure we have enough room for everybody. Right now, if we follow the plans that we have, we should be fine. But if it winds up that we just want to make sure we're up to date on that. So please make sure you meet all the deadlines, especially with the preparation for reconciliation. After that, we're going to break our second grade level 2 and heritage program into different small groups. And you'll be invited here on a Saturday morning for a practice and prayer procession, which honestly is one of the nicer things that we do here at St. John's. I kind of look forward to it. That will take place in the church. A second grader and one other person can come with them, okay? And that's real important to reserve that limit because we're trying again to keep everyone as safe as possible and to meet all the standards and expectations that we need to do to keep everyone safe in the church. Then each small group, even smaller sessions now, will be scheduled for the Sacrament of Reconciliation. And those will take place on weekdays during April, all right? Now, some of them are earlier, so they're like a little bit like right after school, like 4:30-ish, and some of them are a little bit later than that. We are breaking them up into as small as sessions as possible to keep space, and also to be honest, we need to be limited about the number of priests we can have to hear confessions, and we just want to take as many precautions as we can. Please follow that schedule. For coming to reconciliation, First Reconciliation, we'll talk to you about the details of it at the practice session, but even that, there's a limited number of people who can come with you, and you'll be spaced throughout the church. So just make sure you follow carefully your group number, your session for practice, and then also your day for First Reconciliation. Now let's talk about First Holy Communion, all right? Last year, we didn't get to celebrate First Holy Communion until August. This year, we're going to celebrate First Holy Communion in May. And I'm really glad that's a little more of what we're used to, and in May and possibly early June, to celebrate First Holy Communion with you and your families. It's a great day for the church when we celebrate those things. Now, here's a change, and this is going to be a little bit different. It's going to follow the model of what we followed last year. So the celebration of First Holy Communion will take place in the afternoons and evenings in May and in early June. Those dates are listed in the letter you received, and also the practices are listed in the letter you received. So a practice is on Monday or Tuesday of that week. You can choose either practice to go to, and then you're assigned to a First Holy Communion on either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of that week. You're assigned by the small group, and that allows us to keep some limits on the numbers of people in the church. And in doing so, we're able to allow you to have a few more guests than we're able to have at First Reconciliation, for example. So please read that letter very carefully. Note, there are no Saturday First Holy Communions in the Faith Formation program this year. Our Saturdays now are pretty full. Believe it or not, we're trying to catch up on weddings from last year, and we just don't have enough Saturdays to meet everybody's expectations because we need to keep the services so small. And I have to tell you, last year we did this, and people were hesitant. I was hesitant. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. They were beautiful celebrations. They were smaller. They were definitely more prayerful, and everyone had just a little more time and space, which is probably a good thing for each of us in these days. So most important thing for you to do now is go through the letter that you received. Pay attention to what's required for first reconciliation preparation on your part done virtually. Look for the date of your first reconciliation practice and prayer on a Saturday morning, and then look for the date of the celebration of first reconciliation. Then we move to communion. Look for the first Holy Communion online preparation and the dates that things are due. Look for your practice days that you can choose, one or the other, and then look at the date and time of your assigned First Holy Communion. We will offer the opportunity to receive First Holy Communion at Sunday Mass. So if you're coming to Mass and you worship regularly, Sunday Mass is a beautiful way to receive First Holy Communion. In that letter, dates will be listed, and if any, hopefully those dates would work for you and for your family. And if you wanted to receive on a Sunday or a Saturday evening, we would be honored and privileged to celebrate that with you as well. That information too can all be found in the letter. I hope you can understand we're doing the best that we can in these days to try to bring people back to the life of the church, to respect where people are at in terms of their own comfort and their own needing to move at their pace to come back to the life of the church in a physical way, and also taking as much caution as we can in these days to keep everyone safe. Things do look like they're opening up a little bit, but we don't want to take our eye off the ball, and I certainly don't want anyone ever to get sick here. And I want us to be able to take every precaution possible. All right, so that's the whole rundown, okay? And if you have questions, you just reach out and let us know, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. And just ask you to always approach this with that great understanding that you have over this past year, and the great understanding we need for each other in these days and times. Have a blessed day, everyone.